Every choice we make shapes the life we live. But what happens when we fail to define the choices we won't accept? That's where knowing your deal breakers becomes a critical act of self-awareness. The value of self-awareness in a world filled with opportunities, relationships, and decisions. We often focus on what we want, the job of our dreams, the perfect partner, or the goals that fuel our ambition. But there's another equally important question. What are you unwilling to compromise on? Knowing your deal breakers, those non-negotiable boundaries, can be the key to maintaining integrity, protecting your mental health, and building a life aligned with your core values. Take a moment to think about this. How often do we allow societal pressures or the fear of missing out to dictate our choices? Without a clear understanding of our limits, we risk losing ourselves in the noise of expectations and fleeting opportunities. That is why today's focus is on recognizing and honoring your deal breakers. Why deal breakers matters. Deal breakers are not just about rejecting what is bad. They are about affirming who you are. They are the foundation upon which you build a fulfilling and authentic life. Let's break this down. In relationship, deal breakers guide against losing yourself in the name of love or acceptance. They help you identify when a partnership is nurturing or when it's draining you. Without them, you may find yourself repeatedly compromising your values to maintain connection that doesn't serve you. In career choices, they prevent you from chasing success at the expense of your principle. For example, a lucrative job offer that contradicts your ethical standard may seem tempting, but will it bring lasting satisfaction? In life decision, deal breakers help you avoid the trap of settling for less than you deserve. Whether it's about where you live, how you spend your time, or the people you allow into your inner circle, these boundaries ensure you are living intentionally. Here is the hard truth. If you don't define your deal breakers, someone else will. Society, peer pressure, or fear of rejection can lead you down a path where compromise becomes the norm, even when it costs you dearly. A moment of reflection. Let's pause for a self-reflection exercise. Close your eyes and imagine a situation where you were deeply uncomfortable, a moment where your values were challenged, or you felt like you betrayed a part of yourself. What was the common thread in that experience? Was it a lack of respect, honesty, or alignment with your goals? Now think of the opposite. A time when you stood firm in your conviction, even if it was difficult. How did you feel to uphold your values? Did it give you a sense of empowerment and clarity? These moments are key. They reveal your boundaries, your deal breakers. They are your inner compass, pointing to what matters most in your life. Let me share a story of neglecting deal breakers. There was a young woman named Linda who had always, valued honesty and open communication in relationship. However, when she met David, she overlooked a critical deal breaker: his tendency to hide things and avoid difficult conversation. She convinced herself that love would be enough to bridge the gap. At first, things seemed fine, but over time, Linda began to feel unease. She discovered that David had been making significant financial decisions without consulting her and keeping secrets about his past. This revelation shook her. It actually affected her trust and left her feeling isolated in the relationship. Despite her attempt to address the issue, the lack of transparency created an emotional distance that couldn't be repaired. Ultimately, Linda realized that neglecting her deal breakers had led her into a situation where her core values were constantly compromised. The experience left her heartbroken, but it also taught her a valuable lesson. Love cannot thrive without mutual respect for boundaries and value. Identifying your deal breakers is actually something that you need to do. It falls into three main categories. Personal value is the first one. That's talking about your core principle like honesty, respect, and loyalty. Now ask yourself, can I thrive in an environment where these values are absent? The second category is emotional needs, essential such as trust, empathy, and clear communication. Ask yourself, am I willing to sacrifice emotional well-being for temporary comfort The third one is long-term goals. Aspirations like career growth, financial stability, or family dynamics. Now ask yourself, will this decision derail my vision for the future? By identifying these categories, you are not only setting boundaries, but also creating a framework for decision making that prioritize your well-being and goals. Common reasons people ignore deal breakers. Let's address why people often overlook their deal breakers. First is fear of conflict. Many avoid enforcing boundaries to keep the peace, but this often leads to resentment and dissatisfaction. The next is desire for approval. The need to be liked or accepted can push individuals to compromise their values. The next is uncertainty. Sometimes people simply are not clear about what they want or need, leading to blurry boundaries. Now, recognizing this tendency is the first step in overcoming them. Remember, saying no is a powerful tool for protecting your peace and authenticity. The challenge of upholding your boundaries. It is not always easy to stick to your deal breakers. Fear of loneliness, missing out on opportunity, or societal expectation can actually cloud your judgment. For example, you may stay in a relationship because you are afraid of being alone, or accept a job that conflicts with your values out of financial desperation. But here's the truth. Every time you compromise a deal breaker, you chip away at your sense of self. It's better to face short-term discomfort than to live with long-term regret. How to define and maintain your deal breaker. Number one, know yourself. Spend time understanding your values, your needs, your goals. Journaling and speaking with a trusted mentor can actually help you uncover what truly matters to you. The second thing you need to do is observe patterns. Pay attention to what constantly frustrates or drains you. These experiences often highlight areas where boundaries are needed. The next is be honest. Acknowledge the hard truths about what you can and cannot accept. This might mean confronting uncomfortable realities about your relationship or choice. The next is communication. You have to communicate clearly. Let others know your boundaries. Silence breeds misunderstanding, and unspoken expectation often lead to disappointment. The next is revisit and adjust. As you grow, your deal breakers may evolve. Regular self-reflection ensures they remain aligned with your current priorities. The next is for you to practice self-compassion. Upholding boundaries can be tough, especially when it leads to difficult conversations or decisions. Be kind to yourself as you navigate this process. Now, how to communicate your deal breakers effectively. Setting boundaries is one thing, communicating them is another thing. And here are some strategies to ensure your deal breakers are clearly understood. First, be direct and specific. When discussing your deal breakers, avoid vague statements. Instead, be clear and specific about what you can and cannot accept. Example, instead of saying, I need respect, specify what respect looks like to you. I need open communication and no dismissive behavior during disagreements. 2. Choose the right time and the right place. Discussing deal breakers require a calm and a private setting where both parties can focus without distraction. Timing matters a lot, so avoid bringing it up during heated moments. The next, use I statements. Frame your deal breakers in terms of your needs and feeling to avoid sounding harsh. Example, I feel valued when there is honesty in our communication rather than you never tell me the truth. The next thing, be consistent. Reiterate your deal breakers as needed to reinforce their importance. Consistently build trust and show that you are serious about maintaining your boundaries. The next thing is invite dialogue. Encourage the other person to share their perspective and ask questions. It's a two-way conversation that will actually foster understanding and mutual respect. The next is for you to stay calm and confident. It's natural to feel nervous when discussing sensitive topics, but confidence in your boundaries demonstrates self-respect. If emotion runs high, take a pause and revisit the conversation later. The next is for you to prepare for pushback. Not everyone will respond positively to boundaries, so be ready to stand firm, even if it means facing resistance. Remember, protecting your value is non-negotiable. By communicating effectively, you create an environment where boundaries are respected and mutual understanding can actually flourish. Your deal breakers are not barriers. They are bridge to the life you deserve. They don't close doors, they open the right ones. By honoring your boundaries, you are choosing to live with intention, authenticity, and integrity. So here is my challenge to you. Take some time today to write down your deal breakers. Keep them close. Review them often. And remember, protecting your peace, values, and authenticity is never selfish. It's survival. As the saying goes, when you know what you stand for, you will never fall for anything else. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope you live with clarity and empowerment to embrace the deal breakers and live your best life. If you find this helpful, share it with your contacts and do well to subscribe to my channel. Also turn on the notification bell to get notified for new videos. Let the talk continue in the comment section by dropping your deal breakers. Do have a lovely day. Bye.